The Foamposites has had a huge presence in the DMV area. Overall, the popularity of this shoe ebbs and flows, hitting its peak in 2012 with the Galaxies. But since then, or at least recently, it's really been on the decline. Now, I don't live in the DMV area, so I can't really say if this shoe is still as popular now as it was back then. But one thing is for sure, the DMV area is going to be forever tied to the Foamposites. And with that history in mind, it kind of makes sense that the final Foamposit from the Dreamer World series will be exclusive to 2 DMV area locations, specifically Armand Manière and Social Status. Both have stores in the DMV area, both owned by the same person, James Whitner, who is absolutely killing it. And this shoe, it combines the 2 colorways of the previous 2 Foamposites as part of that Dreamer World series. And this one is probably my favorite one. Nike Air Foamposite 1 Dreamer World Sapphire Stone. And the Foamposites, originally designed by Eric Avar, released in 1997. Eric Avar also co-designed the Airflight Huaraches with Tinker Hatfield. He also designed the Hyperdunks, which at one point were like the basketball shoe to have. He's a legend in the game as well. And the Foamposites was inspired by a beetle. So you see that shape, the very distinct shape of the Foamposit is supposed to resemble like a beetle's shell. Really, really unique shape. Nothing looks like it still in 2023. It's truly one of a kind. And this shoe originally dropped on August 12th for $250, and it is the 3rd and final Foamposit of the Dreamer World series. So there's been the Dreamer World Tech Grey, which I actually reviewed, and another colorway, it's mainly black, and this one, it's like a combination of both. Now for this shoe, Social Status released a video that was based on Langston Hughes' I Dream a World poem, and I believe that poem was the theme or reference to all 3 of these shoes as part of this Dreamer World series. So check that out if you're interested. And the official colors for this shoe is Sapphire Stone and Metallic Silver. So you see that come through on the upper sole. I actually really like how that looks. I like that colorway. And the upper sole of the shoe, it is that Foamposite material. So if you didn't know, the Foamposite material is made by heating up polyurethane to around 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Then it's poured into this very expensive mold. So when it cools, it forms that Foamposite shape. And the reason why the Foamposites are so expensive, usually at around $240, it's because that mold is super expensive and because Nike wants your money. And usually Foamposites, when you touch it, it gives off this kind of rubbery TPU kind of material feel. For this shoe, however, there's this brushstroke material that's over it. I'm not quite sure what the best words are to describe it, but when you touch it, it's not like smooth. There's this like sandy type of feel to it. Imagine very, very finely grained sand. And I really like how it feels. I think it's very unique and just feels nice to the touch. Here, I'm gonna touch this by the microphone, and maybe when you hear it that way, you can imagine how it feels. And honestly, I like it. I love the usual Foamposite material, but this one with this kind of coating over it, this brushstroke coating, I dig it. And the eye stays comes in this nubuck. I think it's Durabuck, so like synthetic nubuck. And a lot of people actually complain nowadays about how the new Foamposites, or 2023 Foamposites, it's been coming with leather on the eye stays instead of nubuck. Back in the day, the OGs, it came with nubuck. So this one, it went back to the original version. Hope people are happy. I actually am the rare person that prefers the leather eye stays. Just is what it is. I love leather. Leather is king in my opinion. And moving on to the tongue, it is mesh, pretty standard on the Foamposit. And you see Penny's logo, the 1 cent logo, at the top of the tongue, capped up with a heel tab. Speaking of the pull tab, one thing that I don't love about Foamposits is the 2 pull tabs. I just feel like you only really need 1 pull tab. Another place you'll see that Penny logo is on the booty of the shoe. Now the Penny logo, in my opinion, one of the best logos ever. One of the best athlete logos at least ever. And actually, the Penny logo on the heel actually has that brushstroke material over it as well. Now this shoe comes with that semi-translucent rubber outsole, mainly herringbone traction, with one of my favorite things to put in shoes, that carbon fiber shank plate in the midfoot area. Carbon fiber, if you didn't know, it's a super dense, super tough material, so it's mainly used for support and durability. And it's also super lightweight, so you get the best of both worlds. And very subtly, at the very top of the toe box, if you missed it, it says Zoom Air. Now herringbone is generally pretty good, but the semi-translucent material that's used like around the herringbone, it does tend to be a bit more slippery on like very dusty surfaces. So for this shoe, if you're gonna play ball in them, I do recommend just going to like a clean indoor gym. And on the insole, instead of the usual Nike branding, it has the words "Luck or success happens when preparation meets opportunity." And that's not the only place you see it, you'll also see it on the box. One thing, if you're a sweaty person like me, the ventilation on the Foamposites, not the best. You see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little holes at the top of the toe box. And that's about it. So keep that in mind if you're a sweaty, dirty, disgusting person like myself. Now this shoe doesn't come with any extra laces because Nike believes you haven't paid enough, you haven't earned yourself an extra set of laces. In all seriousness though, I don't remember the last pair of Foamposites that I received an extra pair of laces. Got the Tech Grey, the Penny PEs, the Metallic Red, the Dornbecker foams. I don't remember extra laces on any of them. Regardless, I think the black default laces look pretty good on the shoe. Maybe they went with like a gray or white set of laces, it'll look pretty nice. But the black default laces, not complaining too much. And the box of the shoe, just like the other Foamposites as part of this Dream a World series, comes with a special box. You can see the words Dream a World all over. And when you open it up, the words "Luck, success happens when preparation meets opportunity. Insert your dreams here." Paper is branded with Dream a World as well. Love it. Now moving on to size and comfort. I'm a size 9.5, true to size. I do have wide feet. Now the Foamposites, in terms of sizing for wide footers, it is kind of tricky. And the main reason being the Foamposites take a long time to break in. So initially, when you put your feet in, especially if you have wide feet, you might feel like it's too snug. It's just too tight around your toe box, around that arch area. The Foamposites are known to be super durable, last forever, so just give it time, it'll break in. For Foamposites myself, I generally tend to go true to size. I have gone up half a size before, and it's actually not too bad, but that little bit of wiggle room around the toe box in terms of length, I just prefer it to be more snug. In terms of comfort, apart from that initial break-in period, or actually a pretty long break-in period, the Foamposites are super comfortable. They're just one of the more comfortable shoes after like a month of wearing them. It's not the lightest shoe, especially compared to modern day shoes, but in terms of how it wraps around your feet, it really is comfortable. And cushioning wise, I think it's well cushioned. Remember, this was initially a basketball shoe, so it would be more flatter to the ground than some other like everyday use casual shoe. That's kind of what I prefer. I don't love it too flat. I like some cushioning, but I don't like it too soft. I prefer kind of the right balance. That brings the total sole score to 19 out of 25. Pretty high score compared to other collaborations. In terms of colorway, I think this is a very, very nice colorway. I really like how this sapphire stone and metallic silver work together. And the brushstroke pattern, I really like it. It's so unique. Really stands out, but like not super loud where people are staring at you. So I think it's a really nice color. I think the black, as someone that prefers black sneakers, maybe more than the average person, the black touches on this shoe are really well done. I think combining the first two Dream a World Foamposites in one, so the best of both worlds, I think it's really working. In terms of materials, I really like Foamposite materials. It's super durable, has so much support, it lasts forever, and after breaking it in, it's very comfortable. Not to mention the carbon fiber shank plate that you see. And the most distinct thing in terms of material is that brushstroke coating over the usual Foamposite material. I'm a fan. I really like how that feels. I really like how it looks. I don't know how this material would like react if I got it wet. Probably wouldn't do too much, but not gonna take that chance. Now in terms of comfort, like I said before, the Foamposites, be patient, stick through it. It does have a long break-in period, but after that, it's a very comfortable shoe. And the only reason I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 is because initially out of the box, it is stiff, it is kind of heavy and clunky, but after that, comfortable. In terms of versatility, I never thought the Foamposites were that versatile of a shoe. People that are big fans of the shoe will disagree with me, but in a vacuum, I don't think it's super wearable, especially compared to other Nike shoes or Jordan brand shoes. I think this is much more of an athletic looking shoe, but in terms of the colorway, I think it's a versatile colorway. The sapphire stone as well as the metallic silver that you see, I think this is muted, it's kind of subtle, it's not super loud. The black speaks for itself. I think it's a versatile colorway, maybe not on the most versatile silhouette. Now in terms of storytelling, the Dream a World series has pretty good storytelling from the box of the shoe, the paper used inside the box, as well as the insole. It tells a pretty succinct story. You might have to research a little bit to find the reference to Langston Hughes' I Have a Dream poem for this shoe, but if you do your research, you can see how it all ties together. I'm a big fan. Now I've been honest, I've never said that I'm like a huge Foamposite fan, but I've always liked the shoe. If it comes with a great colorway, I'll always go for it. But in terms of like general release Foamposites, doesn't really get me as excited as like a shoe like the Jordan 5 would. However, this shoe, this colorway, it definitely gets me. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Dreamer World Sapphire Stone. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.